Okay, so like I say, I like to start and look at the monthly, and I only pick pairs that's going in a certain direction. So it had to be going like this, down, or going up like this. So that down. So in this case, if I saw this or I saw this on the monthly, then I would try to get in for a sale. If I saw this, it's moving up here, it's moving up here, I would try to do a buy. If I see, like, let's say that all we saw was these two candles here, like maybe like these two candles, I would say, okay, I'm gonna try to do a buy. You know, so since this is going up on the monthly, and then on the weekly it's the same, it's going up, and the daily it's the same, it's still up, it's still up right here. The sellers have a come down here, the market pushed up and came back down to here, and the volume is still saying up. You got two candles. It's these two candles right here and right here, and the volume is saying up. That's why I would like to pick this pair to trade. Now, does that mean it's going to continue to go up forever? No, it doesn't. But on the monthly, you got 7 days left. It looks tired, so it might be getting ready for a monthly pullback. The weekly, uh, this candle right here is low. You got 19 hours before the weekly candle close. And then right here is on the daily, it still look like the buyers is in control. On the weekly, daily, this is the daily. So yeah, um, the price is above this. Okay, the price is above this. It's holding. So these is the two highest candles in the area. So that's another reason why we should say it's gonna go and keep going up. But that don't mean it will. That doesn't mean it's gonna keep going up. But like I said, it's higher time frame. You work from top to bottom. Okay, so what's going on the 4 hours? We got the buyers coming up. The sellers came down here, pushed all the way up to here. Now they sitting right here. So now we got a 4 hour pullback. It looked like it's dying out. So it's a good chance that it could go up from here. But who knows? It might, it could come down lower, then go up, or it could come all the way down here, somewhere down in here and go up. Who knows? It doesn't seem like it'll do that, but it's seeing how high this volume is. You know, chance it could stop here and go. It could go lower. But this volume here is higher than this volume. This volume here is higher than this volume. So it should come up. Now we see this 1 hour here is pushing up here, and the candle is almost closed. And the 15 and the 5, we have no lower low, and it's going up, so it could keep going. But then it could come down, and it could come down too. Um, so basically, like, this is where we at. It should keep going, and I'm thinking it's gonna eventually go ahead and start going back up. So when is that? I don't know. I don't know. It looked like it's already going up, you know. So there's a good chance it's gonna go all the way up back up to here. Uh, if you're gonna try to get in, you gotta wait for a pullback. And then this volume right here is higher than this volume right here. This volume over here that is close to is higher than this volume. So it's a good chance it's gonna pull back, might come down somewhere in here, then go higher. But like I said, you're supposed to be disciplined and wait for a pullback before you hop in. You want to get a 5-minute pullback before you try to do a buy. So it would have been nice to get in after this, because when you see stuff like this where the candle, it would have been good to get in after these candles here, like right here, because you see the market is pushing up and now it's green. That's a sign. Of course, it may come down lower, but that's a sign that it could keep going up, especially with the 4 hours. Um, Especially when you look at the 1 hours, and you know, and it's pushing up there, but who knows? So you just have to wait and see what's gonna happen. So I don't know, but you have to wait. You have to wait for the market to come back down, and see what happens. So you have to wait and see. Do the sellers come down real aggressive, or is it slow? Do they just come down to around in here, and then the candle close, and then it come back out and keep going? So I don't know. This is where you got to be patient. But anyway, Here's another good one. How it's moving up on the monthly. That's another good one. And the weekly, it's like a little range, but you can see um, you still have the sellers come down into a buyer's territory, and it usually it's moving up right here, and the sellers the sellers look weak. It's only one candle right here. The daily, um, the sellers came down to here. Now you got the buyers coming. They struggling. I don't know. This one looked kind of scary, but like I said, if you can find one that's like this, that's the one you want, and it's up on the weekly and the monthly and the daily. You know, um, but even though, like, even with I don't know, even with this one, um, I would be scared to trade it. So I don't know. But like I said, if it was to come down, uh, so I would think if this one was to come down, it'd be good. Say it come down to here or something like that, or come down here somewhere, or down here. Like down right in here, or down in here somewhere. That might be good to do a buy. I don't know, but I don't know. That's why I'm only doing this one. But this is the one I always do. This is the one I'm comfortable with. But like I said, anyway, you still got to be careful. Okay, so you know, man, you got to be careful. So I wouldn't say. It looked like to me it's gonna come down some more, and who knows? It might come all the way down and take all of this out. It might come down and take all of this out and just keep going. Who knows? But right now, um, you just have to sit there and watch. That's what I would do. Because now it came back. It came down. This is where I'm talking about you got to have patience. And basically, the news for today is the Australia is weak, and then Japan is weak because the national CPI and the national CPI year on year, month on month was both weak. So, and then the unemployment rate for Australia from yesterday, the unemployment rate for Australia from yesterday was weak. So basically, how the volume works is you have a break and a pullback. So right here, you got a break and then a pullback, right? So break, it broke up out of here. Then you had a pullback here. Then you went up. You had a break right here. It went down, hit this level, bounced up. That's the pullback. Then it broke, and then it pulled back, and then it broke again, and it pulled back, and then it broke again, hit this level, bounced up, it broke, came down, broke up, then it broke here, came down, went back up, and then it broke here, came down, went back up, break, come down, and went back up, came down. Now it's another range. Is it gonna break down? Look like it. So, should I have known it was gonna keep going down? Probably. Looking at it, because I was looking at it from the 4 hours. I'm looking at it from the 4 hours. In the daily, it don't look like much, but the 1 hours, it looked like a lot. Because look at the volume. But then you look at the 15, the volume don't look as good. So basically what happens is that we know that the volume is at the bottom, meaning that it's more volume at the bottom, so the price should go up when the sellers come to that volume. It's supposed to go up. Okay, and if it doesn't, that means that the higher time frame is telling it to go down until the higher time frame tell it not to go down no more. So we still should be thinking, oh, it's supposed to do a buy, because right here, with this volume right here, is still higher than this. So it should turn around at some point and go back up. It might have to come down to here, which it already have touched it. It might have to come down lower. It might have to come down here. Come down here. Come down here. Who knows? But it looks like it's gonna have to come down some more. So you can see here that the sellers is not really going down, but it's not really going up either. What happens is that you basically have two patterns. You got a bullish pattern and a bearish pattern. A bearish pattern is the buyers come up, right? They come up to where the price broke at, and then it comes back down. And then the price go up to where it broke at. See, the price broke right here and it came down. Then the buyers come up to that and then come back down. Well, for a bullish pattern, what do you have? A bullish pattern, you got the sellers come down to where it broke up at, and then it come back up. And it come down to where it broke up at, and then it go back up. It breaks down to where it went, comes down to where it broke up at, and then it goes back up. That's the bullish and the bearish pattern. Okay. See, this is a channel because it came lower. Instead of stopping like right here, around in here, it stopped lower. That's a channel. Whereas a trend is more like um it come right here. A trend would be more like, well, that's kind of low. So you could say that's a channel. But like a trend would be more like um a trend is more like this. It went up, it just went up, come down, shoot back up. You know, that's more like a trend. But anyway, so remember I said it comes up to where it broke down from, comes down. Comes up to where it broke down from, comes down. We talk about momentum. What I mean by momentum is what happens. You have it broke, it pulled back, it came down. You have a long leg and a short leg. When the short leg come, it means that the momentum is slowing down, and that means the buyers could come in. And you see the buyers came in. Now you haven't had a lower low for a long time. That means that the buyers could come in and push the market up and start going. It should start going back the other way. Why? Because this volume here is lower than this volume here. And it's on the higher time frame. See how this volume here is lower than this volume? And then look on the daily, we got two green candles here, two green candles. And then we got buyer's territory here because I told you that the sellers come down to the buyer's level where it broke up from. Because right here, it broke um, it broke up out of the range right here. Okay, but you could also say that this is still uh, a place where the price could come down to and take off from, and it did. Came down to here, took off. So basically, what happens is you have a level the price comes to, it fails, it can't make a higher high, it comes down. Can't make a higher high, it comes down. Can't make a higher high, it comes down. Finally, right here, the buyers can't make a lower low, it starts going back. The sellers can't make a lower low, it starts going back up. But basically, all it is levels. So is it going to go up from this level? Is it going to go up from this level? Is it going to go up from this level? Which level is it going to go up from? Right now, it looks like it's not ready yet because the sellers is still a little bit too high. It looks like it need to come down a little bit. Of course, maybe it's not going to come down because, yeah, it might be ready. So, um, yeah, it might be ready to go ahead and go up. So, you know. Well, who knows? But see, this is a problem. This is where you get caught up in the small stuff. Now, of course, I could just do a buy and say, hey, I'm going to just say it's going to go up. But what if it don't? What if it come down here and then it comes down to another level? Because it might have to come down here. It might have to come down here. It might have to come down here. It might come down to here. So I would say you need to at least wait for the 15-minute candle to close and see what happens. Maybe even the 5 minutes. See what's happening. Because right here is 4 minutes left. Yeah, so in this case, I would be thinking you want to catch a counter trend. So if you can, it'd been good to, get in for a little sale. After this, it was good to sell. Of course, I missed that. And then I missed this one too. So maybe it'll break out of here and go and hit another level. We can see based off of the 1 hours, the volume is still really high for the sellers, but it's Like right here, it's still kind of high on the 15, but it may be getting ready to turn. I don't know. It may be already have turned and it's going to just keep going through. I don't know. I'm afraid to touch it because I should have been, if I was going to do it, I should have been in right here. If I was going to try to hold it, should have been in like right here. Maybe it's a come down and break out of here. And then once you see that reversal candle and it start pushing up, then maybe it'll be ready. I don't know. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah, if you look at it on the 5, it looks like it's going to come down because this volume right here is higher than this volume. So it looks like it's going to come down, but it may not. It looks like it's going to come down, but it may not. So I don't know. Or if you look at it on the 3, now it looks like it's about to come up. Yeah, let's try. Let's go ahead and try a sell. So you supposed to put it right at the break, right below here, and um, and then it's supposed to go over it. So it look like it's a good time to sell. I could be wrong. I'm afraid. Honestly, I'm scared because I've been wrong so many times. So I don't know. I was gonna do a sale, but I'm gonna wait. And if I was gonna do a sale, it's best to do a sale and just take it to down here, like right below this. But like I said, it looked like it's going up, so I would have been wrong. So There you go. But, you know, I'm still thinking sell, but who knows? This would be a counter trend sale. But I'm doing this to give you an idea of how this stuff messes with your mind. And you have to be patient. And if you flip around too much, you can get confused. But based off of this volume, it seemed like it should be able to come at least to the bottom of this green candle right here. Because look at the 1 hours. Look how high this is. The sellers are, and this is right here. Look how high the red volume is compared to the green. And then look at it on the 15, it's still small. You know, and if you look at the buyers here, it's still, you got two green candles here, and they still lower than what's right here and what's right here. So it's supposed to go down. Plus, the candle already closed on the 5. But, if I was going to take a trade, I'd stop, take it from where the market is now to right here. To right here, right in that area there. If I was going to do a counter trend, that's what I would do. What would that look like if I went and put a mark right here? Let's go look at it on the 5 minutes and see where it's at. So that would be like the sellers coming right down to there. That's what I would do. Then I would stop. But it's a good chance it'll come even lower and come down to here below this. Okay. And then right after that, the market could take off real strong. So you have to be careful. Right after you do that little sell, it could take off. It could come down here, and then take off real strong. You see? So I was saying it could come down to here. It already touched it right there. So how would I know if it was going to go past that? I would have to look lower. It's already done touched this. It already touched it right there. So if it's going to go through, it'll pull back. Maybe it's already going. So it looked like it's already going. So I would have been right. But then it jumped back up. So maybe I would have been wrong. But what we have to do, we have to sit here and wait and see if it gets through this and keeps going. If it can get through this level here and keep going, um, then it's probably gonna keep going. Um, so yeah, see how it goes. See how it does. So now I would say it's gonna do a buy because you think about it. Um, it haven't went lower for a long time. So maybe it's this is it. It's just gonna take off and it's just gonna sitting here because it's gonna go. But the thing about it is, this thing could sit here for a long time. Who knows? You never know what it's gonna do. Um, it may sit around until 12, 1, 2 o'clock, and then finally start going somewhere. You know. So, um, yeah. So I don't know. Okay, well, I guess it is gonna come down then. But see, I don't like going down to the 3 minutes. So, like I said, I could have just did a buy, but who knows? It might not go nowhere. It might come all the way down here to another level. Like this is the kind of stuff you got to wait through if you want to hold it for a long time. You see? So if you want to hold it for a month, you got to wait for a monthly pullback. So if I was to get in right here, then I could have held it for all of this. If I want to get in on a daily pullback, which is right here, if I wanted to hold it for a long time, I get in right here, and I could have held it all the way up to here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. See, the 4 hours. You get in right here, you can hold it for how many hours? 4, 8, 12, 16 hours. See? Why is that? Because when the market, the higher time frame, decide that it's through, the other side come back in. So let's say that this pullback ended right here. Now this volume here hits the higher volume. Okay, the higher volume here hits some volume that's even higher on the daily, and then the 4 hours gets controlled and the daily takes over. The daily, weekly, monthly takes over and start pushing the market up. So the sellers came here. This is a 4 hour daily pullback, I guess. Let's look and see if it show up on the daily. Yeah, this right here, I think, is it on the daily. Is this right here? I'm not sure, but either way, yeah, either way, I think this is a daily pullback right here, and this is a daily pullback, and basically it hit this level here, and it started to turn, and then push the market up. Okay, it hit this level, the last The last time the price was here, it went down like this. But this time it only went down to here and pushed back up. And then it hit this level and it just pushed down to here. It just pushed down to here instead of going all the way back down. So that lets you know that it's possible that it could come up and test up in here, up in these levels. And if it can get past these levels, it could go up higher. Of course, it could come up here and still come back down as well. So who knows? But right now, we're focused on the lower time frame. It's supposed to go up, but it's not going up. Now, it looks like based on what's going on, it looks like it might be getting ready to turn and start going up because it haven't made a lower low in a long time. That's how it goes. But who's to say it can't go and come back down here, come down below here? But it looks like that's what it's getting ready to do. But look right here though. These three candles, the volume is higher right here. The volume on this is still higher than these and it's dying out because they look real small and look how much volume is on this. So I don't know. Look right here. It's still high. It's not working. But the sellers is still low. So and the sellers is still high right here on these candles. So we need to wait. We need to wait and let the 5 and the 15 play out. But it looks like it might be going ahead and going. But then who knows? But you still got to take it and say, well, if it gets to here and it holds, and we take it to here and we take it to here, this level, then we take it to here. You got to go level by level. But when you think about it, it should automatically just go all the way up through this because the volume right here is still higher. Like, look at all this volume here is so much higher than this. But what we're trying to find out is at what level is it gonna try to go? You know? So that's what we waiting on. And, you know, like I had the idea to do a sale, and then you see what happened and what would have happened. You know? So it's weird. But I don't know. So this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes what I like to do is wait for the candle to close and then hop in. So I might try to do a sale if the 15-minute candle closes. But I don't know. So yeah, it looked like now it's getting ready to come down. So I would have been right. But like I said, if you was to trade this would be a counter trend. And then if you was trading up, this would be a counter trend. The up moves in this, down move here would be counter trends to a counter trend. So you really don't want to do that. What you want to do is catch the end of this and then get in on the buy. So that's what you're trying to do because you want to go with the direction of the higher time frame. See, um, then let's say you was trying to do a sell anyway. Well, if you're gonna sell, you want to sell from up here. You don't want to sell down here. You want to sell when the price comes up, you know, and then you want to buy when the price comes down. So yeah, think about it. The price came all the way down to here, and it's not going like you would think it's supposed to go, but maybe it's getting ready to go because it's been holding, because they don't want you to know that it's going to go up. I should know it's going to go up, but I'm thinking it's not, but it probably will. I don't know. So now I'm thinking all this stuff in my head like, okay, what's going on? It's not going. Why don't they pick a side? Why don't they go down? Why don't they do something? And then I want to go down to the lower time frame, like the 1 minute. Like, why? 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 What's the point? Is that really going to help? But this is what you have to think. But looks like it's about to go. So, well, what we would have to do is wait for the sellers to come back in. So, you have to wait for the sellers to come back in if you was going to do a buy. So, I'm probably not going to trade. Just going to go to bed. But it looks like if it's going to go ahead and take off, then you need to wait for it to pull back and then hop back in since you missed this. If you missed the takeoff, you're supposed to let the sellers come back and then you're supposed to sell. I mean, do a buy, excuse me. So, like for this, if you want to do a buy, you're supposed to wait for the sellers to come to do the buy. If you want to do a sell, you're supposed to wait for the buyers to come to do a sell. I was thinking it's supposed to do a sell because this volume is here is really high. Just like on the 1 hours, the volume is still really high. So I'm thinking eventually it's going to have to come back down at least one more leg somewhere down in here to another level. Over here, it's going to have to come back down to a level over here and then it'll go.